Hello. Hello everybody. Can you guys hear me? Let me just have a quick look. It's probably not perfect right now. Okay, at least the volume works. Yeah, 2 seconds. Let me just adjust the camera. 1 second. Okay, now it's a bit better, but I realized that my light is actually not so bright for this kind of weather. Just 2 seconds, let me just do a little bit adjustment. 2 seconds. Okay. Are you guys dizzy now? Now it's slightly better, but I don't know if I could show you guys the food. Wait. It's probably now. Yeah, it's better now. At least I could show you guys what I'm having. Otherwise, no point doing a mukbang when you guys can't see anything. Okay, so hi. Today is Monday again, and it's the second last live stream I'm doing before we are heading off to China. And today's vegan recipe is Chinese fries. You probably have seen the title, and you can see I made some fries here. I just peeled 2 potatoes, cut them to like thick strips, and deep fried them. So they are fresh. I didn't buy like frozen fries, and they are still warm. And then we're going to do a Szechuan dipping sauce for these fries. Hello, John. You're the first one. So let me just finish making this kind of like salad, but not exactly. It has a Chinese dressing to it. So let me have a look. I actually find this recipe. So this one is actually quite popular right now in China in some Szechuan restaurants, and they would have that as the like entree before a meal. So okay, so what we will need is, I guess, some soy sauce is very necessary. And here I have these self-made Szechuan, so you can find the recipe on my channel. So it has a bit of sugar in it, so it's kind of sticky. So I get 1 tablespoon, 2 teaspoons, not tablespoon. So just a little bit. Then some vinegar. Cause see, these are my favorite. They are like brown. Has a natural sour smell and taste. It's actually from grains or wheat. So it says it has wheat, sugar, salt, water. So sticky rice has 25% of sticky rice. These. Wow. And now, so that was 1 teaspoon. And have a bit of my self-made chili sauce. I'll just put a tiny little bit because it's kind of spicy. I guess half teaspoon. Just a bit of that taste and a bit of spiciness. Here I'm using 2 powder. Here is a cumin seeds powder. These are perfect for lamb. If you barbecue a lamb or beef, they are perfect. And a bit of 5 spices powder. I grind this myself. You can find the recipe as well on my channel. Just some spices. And here are some garlic. So just mince that. I literally put like garlic in everything. It's just a habit, but you don't have to really. Okay. And a bit of minced spring onion. Uh-oh. Now I'm making a mess everywhere. Have you ever if you guys have ever seen this kind of scissors, I bought it in the supermarket here. So you can get like a really cheap one for €8. So it's not really that cheap, but it's really convenient for herbs and some very, very old coriander. I just go find some of these in my fridge. But I actually cut myself once with these scissors because it's actually quite sharp. Although you can cut your herbs really quickly, but on the edges here, they are really sharp. So be careful when you're using them. So that's it. That's my Chinese fries. You can also add a bit of salt, chili powder if you want it to be spicier. What else? Pretty much everything I could see from this recipe. Okay, let me just give it a try. Okay, guten Appetit. So here it is. If you guys could see it, it's really kind of dark, but it's deep fried and with lots of sauces and chili oil. I hope it's not going to be too bad. I should probably have deep fried them a bit longer because now they're kind of meshy instead of crispy. Probably those frozen fries would be crispier. But the taste is okay. Okay, thank you. My recipe for today. There are so many kind of fermented tofu. Do you know, like it really was somebody made some tofu and it got mold, went bad, and he actually added. Sounds a bit disgusting, but that's how fermented tofu was invented. I quite like it. It's like perfect side dish for congee. My parents used to have a lot of them. It's not something that I would want to eat every day, but I don't mind eating them. I could eat stinky tofu every day. Anyway, the best stinky tofu I had was in Taiwan, in Taipei. They have a really sweet sauce compared to the one I used to. In mainland China, it's really thin, and when you deep fry, it doesn't have that volume. It's not so juicy like the Taiwanese ones because they make it to like a cube, so it has a lot of juice inside somehow. You have to try it. No, fermented tofu doesn't have a smell of alcohol. It's pretty much kind of like a fungus. Sounds disgusting, like a fungus growing. I should have some in my fridge. 1 second. Okay, so I don't have many left. I bought this last time for one of my recipes. I bought this in a Asian supermarket. Oh, shit. And this is from Thailand. So I guess they eat fermented tofu in Thailand as well. It said it's a red bean curd, so it's pretty much tofu. Salt water acidity regulator. I have no idea what it is. Some kind of chemical. I didn't realize it does have slightly alcohol smell, probably, but doesn't have an alcohol taste. It's one of the broken ones. So somehow this Thai fermented tofu is really hard. It has a completely different texture like the Chinese one. It's pretty much just salty. It has a really strong tofu taste, like a bean taste, but really salty. Okay, oh, sorry. Making a mess here. And they usually break easily, like what happened? Because it's really tofu. Okay, make it clean. It contains lots of salt. Does it say how much it has? It's not in this one. It has 10.1 gram of salt in 100 gram fermented tofu. That's more than 10%. Other than that, it has what is that? Saturated fat. It doesn't have saturated fat. It has a 0, but it's printing out there's no saturated fat. Carbohydrate 13 gram. So it's pretty much carbs and salt and protein. Sounds healthy, you know? Usually it has this kind of red sauce in it, and you can use it to make barbecue pork to give it that red color. or you can just use some food coloring for the color as well. I like seaweed really a lot, but it's not so common here in Deutschland. I could get this really fine seaweeds. You probably have seen my wonton soup video. But in China they have this really thick one. Japanese will use them to make dashi stock. But Chinese usually just they wash them and soak them in water for a couple of hours to wash out the salt and sand. And my mom just cook it with probably ribs. What else? Yeah, it's like a seaweed pork ribs soup. I quite like it. But I haven't seen like these huge seaweeds here. Funny thing though, if you go to a beach somewhere, if it's not very well maintained, you could see some seaweeds on the beach and they are pretty much the same, like same kind of seaweed. I guess you could eat that as well. So this morning I actually did some work. I got a new project since last week. I'm working on a project for a company here in Deutschland, and I'm translating a quality management document for this Chinese German company. From German to English. I know it sounds crazy, like both are my second language, but I'm doing that. And I got this document. So this is like a month-long project I'm going to do. Although I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks already, but hopefully I could finish this before I'm going. Then during the holiday I could just like proofreading a few times. It has like 10,000 words. It's crazy. Like how many pages? 47 pages. So I'm working on some of that this morning, and hopefully the rest of the week. But I'm going to upload quite some videos this week as well. I have a plan for Chinese mooncake. It's in probably a month. It's the mooncake festival. Let me just have a quick look. And you have to eat mooncakes. A mooncake festival called Dragon Boat Festival. Wow. This thing's kind of spicy when you don't notice it just went into my throat. I think there are two main kinds of mooncakes. The one is like the from where I'm from, and it has pastry. It has like sweet filling, sometimes with egg yolk, salted egg yolk. And there is another one from Cantonese area, from like Guangzhou, Hong Kong. It's more soft, so the pastry has it's not so crunchy. It's relatively soft and it has all kinds of fillings. But the problem with doing this Cantonese mooncakes, I don't have all the ingredients. I can't find everything here in Deutschland, so that's one of the problems. It needs kind of it's very similar to baking soda, but it's not baking soda. My internet is a bit slow because see, it's lagging. Okay, hopefully the internet works. So I won't be able to make this Cantonese mooncakes, but hopefully I could make a really popular trending mooncake right now. There are two. One is filled with ice cream. So you guys can tell me which one you love to know. So one's with ice cream filling, and the other one is with a running filling, almost like a volcano cake. So like a fudge with running filling, or this one is a mooncake with running filling as well. This is quite popular, like trending right now. That's one of the mooncakes. I could probably get everything, all the ingredients here. So one of two. I think this week or next week, because then after that I wouldn't make any recipes for almost 3 weeks. The other thing is a German cake I was trying to bake last week, but I failed. That's only one of few cakes it didn't work. So I'm going to do it again this week. It's called Prinzregenentorte. I guess most Germans would know it's a Bavarian cake. And the problem was you have to make 6 to 7 cake layers, and my cake layer was really hard to taking out from the form. And when I was eventually got all the layers and I was drying them on cake form, and then they all stick together, then I can't spread the cream between them. So I'm going to do it again this week. Hopefully it work. But I still had a taste of it, although it didn't look really good. That's why I didn't put up the video yet, because the cake didn't look too good. But it tasted okay. We had it during the weekend as well. Hopefully I will finish that recipe. So that's probably enough for this week. Or probably some kind of baking recipes. I have no idea yet. And this coming Friday is my husband's birthday. I'm going to bake some cinnamon buns for him to bring to work. Somehow they have this really weird rule in the office. If you just join the company, you have to bring a cake for everybody in the office, and then on your birthday you have to bring something. I guess it's like people who are not married yet, they just buy cakes in the bakery here, and people like my husband, it became my work to bake something. I suppose all German wives should know how to bake a cake, maybe. But I'm going to make a caramel, pecan, nuts, cinnamon buns. Hopefully it'll work. I've never made it neither, but hopefully I'm going to film that as well. So it's going to be on my channel either this week or next week. It's completely lagging. Really bad internet today. Maybe I should close some of the stuff. And I bought our train ticket from Shanghai to Nanjing this morning. It's a really funny story that So my parents, they are like old enough not to know how to use computers, so but they are young, still young enough to know how to use some chatting tools like WeChat. It's really weird because almost everyone, from a kid to like grandmas, they know how to use WeChat, but they forgot how to use text messages. This morning I was trying to book some tickets for us in China, and there is this website from Chinese railway company. Guess you can translate that like that. And the system is pretty easy, but the first thing is you have to create an account with them, and then after that, after they identify you, so you have to give them your ID and your real name. That's the system right now. Everybody have to travel with their own passport or ID, and then you can book on internet or on the app. And to be able to register, I need to have a Chinese cell phone number. So I called my dad through WeChat, asked him to get ready, because very often you need an identification number. They will send you a number and then you have to identify that's your cell phone number, and then you'll be able to use that number to book a ticket, buy a ticket, and travel with that ticket, etc. And this is a pretty old system where they don't send you a message from the number you give to them. You have to send a text message to them first to identify that your cell phone works. It's a functional number, and they're going to send you a verification number. The problem is my parents, both of them, didn't know how to use cell phone to send text messages anymore. Is that crazy? Like, everybody knows how to use WhatsApp, Facebook messages, WeChat, but they don't know how to use text messages anymore. So I had to make a screenshot of my phone, because my dad has iPhone like mine as well. So I have to make a screenshot of each step, and have to draw where you have to put in the number, where to put the text messages, and how you can send it out. And my dad responded as he didn't know how to do that. If he could do it, he is not himself anymore, because it's too complicated. He didn't know how to send the text messages. I was laughing. But luckily it worked. People are probably really forgetting how to use some of the basic functions on their cell phone, like text messages. Who's still sending text messages? So I guess this messages function of everybody's cell phone is just redundant. Nobody's using it anymore. But anyway, they also have an app from this Chinese railway company app, so should work next month. And we bought the second class. They have the second class, first class, and business class. And the one I bought, the cheapest, the second class, it's just good enough, because this is like 1 hour, 1.5 hour train ride, and it's not that cheap. I realized it's not that cheap. It's a bit over 100 RMB, so it's probably a bit less than 20 euro. But 20 euro to travel for 1.5 hours is kind of expensive, isn't it? Just realized it's kind of expensive, but I don't know, probably for people from Japan it's really cheap. But to me, like in Germany, you can buy, like, their train is kind of slow. Like they have a fast train like a ICE, but also have a regional slow train. With the regional train you can travel, I guess it's 28 euros, but you can travel more 3 people together. So that's much cheaper, isn't it? My parents are really funny. They are so out of date sometimes, but they are so catching the trend. Some other parts. Like my mom told me my dad is joining a singing competition. I think when he was still young, he was really in the orchestra, like was singing. Almost like professional level, but like a folk music, like not pop music or rap or anything. He just like singing folk music. And now he's getting to the age he's almost retired, probably still a year. So he's doing a singing competition. My mom says like organized. I don't know how big it is. Is this province-wise or city-wise or community-wise? But he's doing, I don't know, it's monthly or weekly or yearly, but he's actually getting some attractions. My mom said every time when he's singing, he gets like hundreds of people liking his video singing. And he's getting more attractions than my cooking videos. And my mom is playing like small tiny games, like a farm wheel, like kind of game. So they are like top of the train, but they can't send the text messages, which is really funny. But anyway. So like I said, if you guys still want to see some recipes before we are leaving to China for 3 weeks, you have to let me know so I could fill in the recipe this week or next week, because it's the last chance. We are leaving on the 23rd. And after that I'll try to film some travel vlogs. We're staying in Shanghai for actually 1.5 days and going to my city, Nanjing, then travel to Huangshan, the Yellow Mountain, which is one of the 4 tallest, largest mountains, and stay there for 2.5 days. Coming back, and I was staying in Nanjing for a couple of days. And we're going to another city called Wuxi. It's also like around Shanghai, and going to stay there for 2 days as well. Then my in-laws are going to Hong Kong and Macau, and I'm stay 1 week longer in Nanjing. So that's the whole plan. And the hotels, everything are booked. We're staying, I think first night was Pullman, the second night was Nova Hotel, so all those kind of chains. Hopefully it's good enough. and I'll have enough time to film and to edit and to do a bit of my work while traveling. Well, almost finished. It's actually 2 potatoes. I usually wouldn't eat that much. Last night they were showing this film on TV called Marsman. It's Marsman. And the person on Mars, he was eating 1 potato a day. I'm eating 2 potatoes now already for a meal. Doesn't look too much, but it's actually quite a lot of carbs. And today I got a comment on one of my videos, which is Japanese fried tofu. And she said it's not vegan because it has dashi stock in it. But you know you can get vegan dashi stock, or you can make your own dashi stock without fish. Then it's vegan. So it's up to you. People sometimes are really picky on my videos. People criticizing that I said chili powder, but it's actually paprika powder, or things like what else? I forgot. Anyway, so don't picky on my videos because I'm doing quite a lot of videos, right? People editing, probably uploading 1 video a week. I'm doing 3 to 4 videos a week. So just be a bit gentle with my videos. Is that a new video? New movie from Jackie Chan? Last week or 2 weeks ago, they were showing this police story from Jackie. Like it was in 2015, but we missed it. I really wanted to see it. When it came out, I really wanted to watch it with my husband as well. But we couldn't find it, like English version of it. So I just gave up. But 2 weeks ago they were showing on German TVs, but we missed it. Shanghai Nights. I've never heard of it, but I find Jackie Chan is cool. Sometimes in the television, the TV channel here, they will show some older movies from him. Older times he had really bad teeth, and lots of like huge hair. It was probably in trend in the time, like Hong Kong film, kung fu film, really funny with the sound effects. But all good times. No, Police Story, it has like how many? Probably 4 of them or 5 of them already. The newest one is in 2015. It's not that old. Not so good. But I find funny is when you watch an English movie, it sometimes, often have a really strong accent. So if it's a British person, the accent sometimes is hard to understand. But when it's translated to German, it's always Hochdeutsch. So it has very standard pronunciation, always easy to understand. So sometimes it's better to watch German version of it because you can just understand all of it. But when it's in English, you have to just pay attention to the movie. Like Parrot of Caribbean, sometimes really strong accent. Hard to understand. Well, to me, it's hard to understand. I know the oldest police story, I don't know how old it is. But I love like old Hong Kong movies. They don't make anymore. There's no movie industry in Hong Kong anymore, I guess. But the older films are super cool. The TV series they made are cool as well. Finished. Let me check. The oldest police story. Is in 1985 was the first police story. Oh. He looks so young back then. I wasn't even born in 1985. But anyway, the newest one is in 2015. Let me just have a look. Oh, or 2013. Let me have a look. 2015. It's really yeah, 2015. It's really not a Hong Kong production anymore. It's like joint production from Hong Kong, mainland China, and Taiwan. I guess because of actors. There are not many great actors in mainland China. Let me just adjust this camera again. My head is cutting off the whole time, and I don't have to show what I'm eating anymore. 2 seconds. Okay. It's now a bit better, hopefully. At least you guys could see me properly. Today is such a bad day, the weather, I mean. Completely grey, raining and cold. It's been 4 weeks now. It's just raining the whole time. I don't know what's going on. Okay, now it's better. You guys could see me better, but you know, the eating part is finished. And I still have 10 minutes. Really? I only have 10 minutes left. So I'm using this Chinese app now. I mentioned a few times, called 小红书, the little red book. And you wouldn't believe it. During the weekend, I wrote a post about how to learn 3 languages fluently. It was like, just like sharing some of my experience in English, obviously, no, in Chinese. And I suddenly got, so at the beginning of the week, I had like 200 subscribers, and then suddenly I have now over 600, almost 700 subscribers. It's like quick compared to YouTube. YouTube is like a snail speed. But I enjoy making my videos, so keep doing them. I don't know if you guys going to enjoy some of my vlogs, but this holiday 3 weeks I will try to upload vlogs at least once every 2 days, so that would probably work for me. Wow, you can see my pimple here quite obviously. Bad weather, that's why I'm getting pimples as well. I thought it would be fun, and because we're traveling there more to see, if just regular days it would be quite boring. On the weekend there's a parade here in Szechuan. People are wearing traditional costumes from many different countries in Europe. It was funny, like they dress up like people from 20th century, 30th century, like really old. And there were women pushing trolley, like baby trolleys, really old ones that with their real babies in them, and so the babies were in the parade as well. That was quite funny, and they will play some traditional music. They are doing this like quite often, and at Atoll on the weekend they have food truck kind of event. And the funny thing is they have probably over 10 food trucks. I think they just like copying the US, what they have, and they want to have in Germany as well. German kids are crazy about American culture for some reason. And they have 50% of the food trucks are making pulled pork. So pulled pork sandwich, burger, and everybody's copying each other. Everybody's doing this pulled pork thing. It's like crazy. Everybody's crazy about burger here, and now it's trend about pulled pork burgers, and there are really lots of them making the same kind of food. And we end up bought a drink from Burger King, then went to the food truck, and we find one of them, they actually have their own oven made, looking like a train, and then they're like roasting their pork on the steam. So I thought it probably going to taste a bit better than the other ones not roasting their own pork. And so we had my husband had pulled pork, I had pork neck, and it's pork neck was a bit cheaper, €5.50. Pulled pork burger was $7.50. So it's quite expensive for food truck food. It's a smoke, I guess. Hello, Craig. But it's really huge. It's they're really using wood log, like real wood, smoking the pork. That's why I end up chose that one. And the funny thing is, this food truck, not really a food truck. It's more like a stand, and it's a smoker. And then they only offer 3 kind of food: pulled pork burger, or a pork neck, like in a bread bun, so the regular Brötchen in Deutschland, and a vegetarian option. And you can add pineapple in it, or you can add paprika, but you have to pay extra. But they don't sell drinks. That's really rare. Usually people sell food and they have to sell drinks because the money is all in the drinks. And these people are only focusing on making pulled pork. So it's cool. That's why we had that one. I probably didn't take a video because I was just too hungry and didn't think of it. And the sauce they used was slightly sweet. It's quite unusual as well. So not too bad, but I guess like once a week that's enough, because that's lots of meat. My pork neck was pretty much 2 to 3 centimeters thick, and the size of my palm. A huge piece of meat in a small portion, and then the bread was not so fresh. That's the sad part of it. But the meat was really good. And the pulled pork sometimes can be really dry, but this one was good as well with the sauce. And my husband got the one with pineapple. Tasted also quite good. It's called Ludwig barbecue or something. Ludwig barbecue. I guess they do like everywhere in Deutschland. So it's kind of cool if you can really see the smoker and how they're doing their meat. It's just a bit more attractive than the ones that are selling in a food truck. But anyway, and do you guys know like a Maultaschen in Deutschland? It's like dumplings, but the German version. And I think it was invented by some monks because there's like the Fasching season in Deutschland, like I guess it's a religious event, and they can't eat, like monks can't eat meat for a month or something, and then they can't eat meat. That's why they will mash up the meat, so almost like a chicken nugget, this kind of thing, and then mix it with some vegetable and make it like a filling, and then cover it in some wrapper, and it's called Maultaschen. Really, it's a dumpling, but because how they made it, you wouldn't see the meat in it. Pretty much they're hiding the meat in their food, so they could eat during the Fasching season when they can't really eat any meat, suppose. And they're using this kind of Maultaschen for burger as well. One of those food trucks, they're selling Maultaschen burger, Maultaschen sandwiches, which is also kind of disgusting. I think I would never eat a Maultaschen burger because Maultaschen has that wrapper, so it's with that skin already, and then you cover it with some bread. That's disgusting. I don't know. I wouldn't eat, but it's just interesting how they can't get out that concept of a burger. They have to put something replace that burger inside, the meat inside. It can be pork, so hard to pronounce, or something else like Maultaschen. Yes, like it, but much bigger, like twice as bigger. So it could be this big, and they usually make that like in a soup or in salad, something like you would use to replace meat. Like sometimes if you see meatball soup, then there is Maultaschen soup, some kind of like that. But maybe I will make fresh ones as well. There's also a German recipe, really classic, I wanted to make before we are leaving for holiday. There is a publisher in Deutschland, or is it universal? I don't know if it exists in other countries as well, called GU. I have an app downloaded here. I don't know if you guys could see. They are pretty much a publisher, you guys see here, and they have lots of recipes. They make not just recipes, pretty much a bit like Dummy, this kind of series. But this is a publisher, make lots of recipes, and now they have lots of new recipes published, where you can download this app, Alice in Deutschland, and then when you get this book, you can use this app to scan the picture in the book, and then this recipe is saved in your app on your phone. That's where I find it's interesting, because they have all the series. It's quite new. I guess it's probably 1 or 2 years old, and then these books are like 4 series in the library here near our home. And when I find out that you could just scan the picture and you can store the recipes on your phone, I just went to the library. I find all the recipes I wanted to read, but I don't have time and I couldn't borrow them all out. I just scanned all the pictures on one day and store all the recipes on my phone. There are some good ones. I find like some baking recipes are really useful because some of those classic recipes. You just want to find the best out there. And then there's some German cakes. Because there are so many versions on YouTube, you wouldn't know which one is the most authentic one. And here there is a book also from this publisher, and they have some recipes on German food I'm going to make as well. I guess you guys will be interested as well. It's kind of like called canoodle. I don't know if you guys know. It's like meatballs, but it's not with meat. There are canoodles with potato, or canoodle made with bread. Something like these, if you could see. And my husband said he likes those canoodles with bread, not with potato. I find that they both taste good. The potato one is slightly smoother, so it's a dough-like balls. Tastes like balls. And then here, it's also a canoodle. Then you can add some filling inside. This one is with roasted bread. So it's a combination of the two. The outside is potato, inside is bread. It's a really kind of heavy food. That's German food. And you can also make like a sweet dessert canoodle. And this one I'm going to make, really, I love this. It's canoodle with sugar filling with blueberries. They look really pretty as well. And sounds funny, canoodle. Sometimes Dutch with this dots, these letters, sounds really funny. Anyway, it's 3 o'clock. Exactly, you are exactly right. Potato dumpling meatballs. But very often they don't use like a meats or anything. They use bacon, or find the one with spinach, or just plain potatoes when boiled, so bread without the meat. Actually, spinach canoodle is kind of a disgusting creation as well. Anyway, so it's almost time. I'm going to continue my cake recipe tomorrow or this afternoon if I have time. And hopefully you guys enjoy today my vegan recipe, and don't complain about my vegan recipe, please, because I'm really trying to find some vegan recipes for you guys, especially the Chinese ones. And if there is not 100% vegan, there must be an replaceable ingredients you can find. And yeah, I just say 再见，后会有期。And you can always contact me through my Facebook, my Instagram, and obviously on YouTube you can send me messages as well. And I'm printing out some business cards this time in China. Should I show you guys? Okay, I don't have it on here. I have the picture on my iPad, but I'm using it to do my live stream. And I don't know if you guys could, I'm probably going to post the pictures on my Facebook, then you guys can give me some advice, how you guys think of it. It's pretty easy. I thought it could be a bit more complicated, a bit more thoughts to it. Okay, I could show you. Here is the front of it. You guys can see it's red with my logo. That's just the logo side, and the other side is with all my social media platform informations, my YouTube channel with my YouTube logo and etc. So just a white background with red font on them. But anyway, I'll post that on Facebook so you guys can give me some advice and how do you guys think of it. And I'm going to print probably 200 of them, and I can use them to share my channel in real life. Anyway, thank you guys for coming, and thank you for spending your time with me, to eat with me, to share your stories with me. Okay, thank you. See ya. 再见.